How the air conditioner works. It's very easy to understand with 3D animation, but before that, we need to understand some basic physics knowledge. If you use spray-type products, you should have seen this phenomenon. If you continue press the spray for a period of time, the surface will become cold. This is because the pressure inside of the product becomes lower. When the pressure decreases, the temperature will decrease. If the pressure increases, the temperature will also increase. The air conditioner also takes advantage of this principle. This is the scroll compressor inside the air conditioner. There are two main parts in the scroll compressor. One of them moves in an orbiting pattern but does not rotate. The other one stays stationary. The function is that when the air enters the interior from the inlet, it will be squeezed layer by layer in a compressed state and discharged from the middle of the vortex. Then the compressed air is sent to the condenser. When the temperature of the refrigerant that is pressed into liquid and passes through the compressor becomes hot gas above 80 degrees Celsius, a fan is needed for cooling. And this is why the fan blows hot air. I guess when you were young, you must have thought that the hot air was sucked out from the room through the air conditioner. Now you know the reason. When a liquid evaporates, it absorbs heat and turns into a gas. When it transforms into a gas, its kinetic energy becomes stronger, and when a gas loses heat, its kinetic energy becomes weaker and becomes a liquid. In other words, a frozen gas becomes a liquid, and a high temperature, gaseous refrigerant loses heat while passing through the condenser, so it becomes condensed and becomes liquid at the outlet. Although the refrigerant has lost some heat when passing through the condenser, it is still very hot. The temperature is about 50 degrees Celsius. The high temperature and high pressure liquid refrigerant flows into the expansion valve. From inside the expansion valve, it can see that a large amount of high temperature liquid needs to flow out from such a small space. The liquid pressure will drop with the flow. As mentioned earlier, the temperature will also drop when the pressure drops. The expansion valve is connected to a sensible heat storage device that detects heat. The device will detect the temperature. If the temperature rises, the pressure of the gas will rise, pressing on the spring to send out more heat. When the evaporator outlet temperature drops, the gas pressure drops, and the amount of refrigerant entering the evaporator will also drop, so the air conditioner will. It can intelligently control whether there is too much or too little refrigerant. Then the refrigerant passes through the pipes of the evaporator and takes away heat in the process. When the fan below starts to run, since the wall-mounted air conditioner cannot occupy a large space, a liquid wheel fan is used instead, propeller fan. In the summer, we all know that when you put a cold glass in the air, its surface will be covered with water. This is because the gas loses heat and is condensed. The surface of the pipes flowing through the cold refrigerator is also covered with water. There are water droplets, so there is a special drainage device below it. This is why your air conditioner drops water.